Hey guys, I've been a fan of Pokemon since pretty much the beginning of the franchise, and now with rumors of Gen 8 starting to circle around, along with the fact that it's going to be for the first time on an actual home console, I want to talk about 5 things I'm excited for, hoping they introduce into Pokemon Gen 8. Just so you know, there is really no order to this list, it's just 5 things I would love to see them introduce in some way or form into one of the main series Pokemon games. So without any further waiting, let's get into it. Number 5. A difficulty setting. Me, I do love the Pokemon games in the sense of they're accessible for anyone to just pick up, play, and enjoy. Thing is though, for more experienced players, they definitely feel like they've lost their challenge. Having an increased difficulty I think would be nice, so each, say, gym leader might get an extra Pokemon, or every Pokemon in the gym leader's party might be increased by 2 to 3 levels for the earlier gyms, or maybe upwards towards 5 or 6 for the later stages. I think it would draw a lot of people back looking for a reasonable challenge again. Number 4. Pokemon Fusions. This is something I've been wanting to see since Gen 1, when they had that episode where Ghastly fused the Venusaur and Blastoise together and made Venustoise. I thought that was really funny and actually really interesting, and I'm wondering why they never brought some sort of aspect like that into the later Pokemon games. There's a website you can go to fuse Pokemon together, and though those look really silly, if you see the fan art made versions of these, they look absolutely fantastic. Obviously there's a lot of kinks that need to be worked out, whether it will be battle only, or if it will be permanent. If it's permanent, how many fusions can you do per game? When you fuse together, which Pokemon, what type will they be? Overall, there's just a lot of aspects that need to be considered, but I think it would add a really unique and interesting aspect to Pokemon that we pretty much haven't seen since the Mega Evolutions. Number 3. Action-oriented battles. I do love turn-based combat, but I think a lot of people want something a little more action-oriented. If combat could play a little more like the anime, where not every Pokemon has a type advantage based on how you raise them, or if they introduce something like a stamina meter, where Pokemon can get tired, in which case, if that happens, they can take more abuse, that would be something really interesting and add a whole new level of strategy and thought into the games that again we haven't seen for quite some time. Number 2. More optional towns. Pokemon introduces a lot of towns because there's always 8 gym badges that you collect throughout the entire franchise, Sun and Moon being an exception. I do want to see them introduce an idea where towns that are completely optional that you can skip may add something to your game but literally do not affect the story in any way. Kind of like in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you had all those mini games like the bug catching contest, or from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the big contest where you got to train other Pokemon, or even the beauty contest from Ruby and Sapphire, and you make that one town all about that, and only that. Another example is making, say, the Safari Zone the sole reason to go to a certain town if you want to catch a very unique Pokemon. And another example would be, say, a big shopping town, similar like Goldenrod or Celadon City, where you have all the side quests that you want to do throughout the game, as well as that's the town you go if you want to buy all your TMs and all your powering up Pokemon items like Carbos and Zinc. Again, this makes it more like the anime, where there's a lot of little side towns to do stuff, but I feel like this would enrich the Pokemon world in a very unique way. That's another thing I would love to see them introduce. And number 1, open world gameplay. To explain what I want out of this, let me give you examples from both Pokemon Origins and the original Pokemon anime. When Ash and Gary were both about to face Giovanni, Gary had a total of 10 badges. Thing is, some were the same as Ash's, but some were different. What if Gary had faced other gym leaders that Ash never did and just went on an entirely different Pokemon journey, and faced gym leaders for the other types in the Kanto region? What if you got to face any gym leader in any order that you wanted and made your own adventure? And obviously with the games, they always scale in difficulty, so let me explain a little better by shifting over to the Pokemon Origins anime.
Have you got any badges?
Badges? No, I don't have any.
I see. Well then, I'll battle you with these 2 Pokemon.
When Red faced Brock, Brock had a total of 6 Pokemon, but he only chose Geodude and Onix. But what if you had faced him, like, 6th instead? Would he have used a Golem and a Rhydon instead? It's the idea of you getting to choose your own adventure, Say you're not allowed to face certain gym leaders earlier, or you're only allowed to face certain ones at like gyms 7 and 8, like say Dragon, Psychic, or Dark types. Say they decide to introduce double battles with an MMO aspect and you both get your badge working together with a buddy of yours. What if they introduce something like Final Fantasy XIV, where you do dungeons together and you get to have a chance to get special items or even more powerful Pokemon that you get to roll for? It's these kind of open world aspects that I think would add such a unique and such a memorable aspect to the Pokemon games that we haven't seen in such a long time. For me, having an open world gameplay style would be the most interesting thing they can introduce into a Pokemon game. Anyways, that was 5 things I would love to see them introduce into a main series Pokemon game. Everyone has their own ideas of what they would love to see introduced, so if you had some similar ideas of mine, or even if you have one that's original of your own, please put it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and for future videos, subscribe to the Baggity, that'd be swaggity. Anyways, thank you once again for watching, and we'll hopefully see you next time.